Alright, so we are getting started here. This might be the final part of this Lost Belt. We'll have to see. It might be. Let me put this comment right here. Yo, sorry, my mic was muted. Hey, how you doing? Might have to change start time to 7:30 p.m. EST for the yo winter. All right. That daylight savings, doing good? Yeah. Doing really well. Thank you. Oh yeah, this person box we'll address this one. 370 soon. Let's see what's in the gates. So in the gates we have I have I have Summer Luminlucine. I mean she's good and all, but I already have Summer. I just wanted one of them. So I said I'm good with that one right there. Dang, that's all they got today is Arjuna. Alright. Missing out? I mean she's good, yeah. I got some capable answers. What? What I'm talking about? I did in person visit, you know. No. So like, no, we good. Hey, oh my goodness. Man, you're just in time for the ending of the story. Alright, let's go. Let's go over here into Olympus. Alright, the Advent. Size 24, the Advent. Come on, once I made miss me of you in the ground you're gonna land on, this'll all be over. How could I defend against these pitiful techniques of yours? I see, it's not only Poseidon protecting you, the lightning, that gold. Imprudent, short-sighted whelp, how dare you hide your true strength? Shut up and just freaking die. Dang it, why do you have to take so long? Now I'm gonna miss their whole bat. Huh. It's Atlas. The hell's going on? Is that the foreign god getting in the way again? Why no, it's not. It's most certainly not. I see. Well done, Beryl. Gut. I always knew you were a traitorous wretch, but I never dreamed you could be such a snake. Ah, good. Well then, I believe it is time I made my exit. Olympus is all but finished now, and so my fun and games must come to an end. While this unfortunately means the perfected foreign god's advent will have to wait. My true self should be able to resolve matters soon enough, should he so decide. So in the meantime, I think I shall disappear, that I may focus on preparing a new picture of the hell to unleash. Dang, sick bastard just cut his own head off. Ah, screw that. Dang it. You better still be alive. That's one way to exit stage right. Dang. Oh, come on, Chris, really? Shouldn't a superhuman god be able to heal up from a little cut like that? Oh well, at least it made my job easy. All that's left now is to find a body bag and a Chris-sized hole in the ground. Ah, that's more like it. Man, it feels so much better without that uptight blonde prick around. Yo, Eric, welcome. You guys think so too, right? Unalive him? Hey, Paragon, feel better now that I got rid of that thorn in your side for you? Why'd you do that, Beryl? I thought you guys were friends. Huh, what? You already know who I am? Well, shucks. I think I'm gonna blush. Nice to have another dutiful Kohai around. Can't say I care for the way you're glaring at me, though. Wait, you don't have a problem with me, do you? Also, let me see. Wait, did I... Is this... Let me confirm this is all the way up. Okay, it's all the way up. Good. Just wanted to confirm that. He ain't do nothing? Yeah, he just got rid of the Crystallia. That was like the main boss. What, really? Come on, guys. You don't really want to do this. You're obviously hanging by a thread. Hell, you still haven't even caught your breath from your fight with old Chris here. So if you don't stop glaring at me like that, when you're all weak and invulnerable, he's gonna throw a smile on here, isn't he? Yeah, there it is. I won't be able to resist killing you all too, no matter how much I love my Kohai. Just kidding. Even I'm not that stupid. Oh, Arjuna, how many summons in did you go? That servant of yours rocking the black trench is the kind of guy to save his strength right up to the end. Right? I can tell. So since it's clear we'll end up taking each other out and each other out in a fight, how about we just have a nice friendly chat instead? Right, Mash? You know what I'm talking about, don't you? You know that Beryl Guts, a stand-up guy who's always willing to hash things out, right? Yes, well, statistically speaking, your advice was... No, even if your advice was statistically helpful, I was never able to understand why you acted the way you did at Chaldea. The 3 months got nothing, only 4-star CEs. That's crazy. Dang, dude. And was it min rolls on top of it too? Or was it like a couple of like 4-star CEs on top of it? Is that so? Well, dang, girl, I must have earned your ire something fierce, huh? Oh, but don't get me wrong, Mash. I'm thrilled to see this new side of you. Why'd you come here? Oh, as I live and breathe, a real knight in shining armor, in the flesh. Now that's a model master for you. I really appreciate you stepping out of your own accord like this, you know. Not only is your bravery real inspiring, you just made it much easier to go for your throat. One was a mineral. Dang. Was it the clown CE on top of it? You know, the one with like the balloons? Crystadia. Hey, isn't that your pretentious ass cloak on the floor? What's going on? The hell's going on here? Shit, you're bleeding like crazy. Hang in there, dang it. Don't you dare pass out. I still got a ton of stuff I gotta pay you back for. You can't die on me before I get the chance. Didn't you say you were gonna make every last one of those piece of shit gods obsolete? So it's just bad luck? Dang. Rip those rolls. Come on, just because the Olympian gods are done for doesn't mean you can rest on your laurels. You still gotta do something about that big bad foreign god, remember? Don't you dare go cold on me now. Well, dang, that was a perfect chance. And now the mood's gone to shit. Hell, I'm almost tearing up myself. Come on, kindness, take it easy. Crystalia's dead. No sense dwelling on the past, yeah? You know, it's not like you and I are total strangers. Hell, you're the one who brought me here from Britain. So how about you jump ship and become my servant? A woman like you would be right at home in the British Lostbelt. Hell, stick with me and there might even be a domain or two in it for you in the future. A woman like me. It'd be one thing if the Collians had killed him. Castari himself said he and Paragon were on equal ground. But this wound clearly came from an ambush. That sort of thing ain't Paragon's style. You did this to him, didn't you, Beryl? So it's gonna be like that, huh? That's enough. The battle for control of this tree of emptiness is over, and Chaldea's is won. Surely there's nothing to gain from further in fighting, is there, Beryl, kindness? Rasputin. Good day, Kokigenyo, everyone. I believe the last time we met was back on Russian tundra, wasn't it? In my capacity as another of the foreign god's disciple, permit me to apologize on Limbo's behalf for his rudeness. His very nature makes him incapable of not toying with the minds of others, you see. It was, I assure you, nothing personal. He treats everyone this way. Who asked you, Rasputin? Besides, I don't recall ever signing up for your side. I'm Kristari Wooding's servant. That's it. And now that he's shown his true colors, that makes me an enemy of the foreign god too. I see. I'm sorry to hear that. And what are you, Beryl? We now know that Kristadia, the leader of the Cryptors, was a traitor. But we also know you killed him. Can I assume this means you remain on our side? Hell yeah, you can. Like I always say, if you can't beat him, join him. I don't give two shits about the future of humanity. All I want is to have a good time. I didn't come back to life so I could become the king of Earth or anything. I go along with whatever you say. But then again, I can't but help but wonder if this foreign guy's really all that strong. Kristalia saw to it that they couldn't use Magellan here. And that woman back in Britain sucked Sephiroth insides dry. Wait, what did he do to her? Dang, lucky Sephiroth. So without a vessel for the foreign god to come down into, well, what happens next? Because it seems to be like the strongest one on this planet right now has got to be the king from this Lostbelt. From my Lostbelt. So Beryl's not siding with the foreign god either. I see you've done your homework. Precisely the sort of thinking I expect from a purebred hunting dog like yourself. I'll take it that means the British Lostbelt is now officially opposing us then, Beryl? Since you appear to have sworn loyalty to their king, can I assume you're also speaking for Britain? Hell yeah, assume away. The old lady outright told me I could do whatever I liked on her behalf. Besides, that Romari we just saw was a special spell Her Majesty whipped up just for the foreign god. We were always planning on taking Olympus out, no matter what Kristalia got up to. So all he had to do was say, "Here I am," and then she fires. Understood. The foreign god only saved Kristalia from death, thus giving the foreign god control over his continued existence. And as Kristalia was the one who saved your lives, the foreign god has placed no such restrictions on you. You are therefore free to live out the remainder of your days on this dying planet as you choose. As an enemy of the foreign god, that is. Koyanskaya, warp me over to Britain right now. I don't know why, but I'm getting some serious chills down my spine. I gotta get out of here before it's too late. Well now, I was wondering when I'd get to make my entrance. How anticlimactic. But very well, Lord Beryl. If nothing else, you do have an impressive nose for danger. Queen Sky, you're going to take him away from here? Why, yes, I am. I offer a great many services. One of them includes taking a single crypter on a single trip to the Lostbelt of their choice. Alright, until next time, Paragon et Calia. We at NFF Services look forward to your future patronage. Assuming you make it out of here alive, that is. So Coin Sky has gone over to that side as well, huh? Well, I suppose it was time. She is the same class as our god, after all. If she had stayed, it would have only been a matter of time until they were at each other's throats. Alright, you're up, Muramasa. Go on and swing that katana of yours. Oh, we gotta fight them now. Okay. This very moment is what foreign god chose you for. Fight Muramasa. Oh, he's slicing them in half. Cool. Severed the karma. I can't believe it. Atlas' body just... That's right, he severed the karma. I suppose I should assume the internal fires have left the tree of emptiness in a permanent state of incompletion. But never mind that now. The real problem is that something is about to manifest inside Atlas's bisected spirit origin. Did Alice just get taken over? They don't let me click that? They don't let me click that. I can't believe how intense the ores is. They don't let me click any of this. Hold on. Let me try again. Wow. I can't click on any of it, guys. No. I'm like clicking the screen and stuff. I was like, no, you're not clicking none of that. What if this is a known bug? Alright. Let's speed run it, see if we get to this selection here. Hold on, let's close it out. And then open it again. If it freezes again, we just have to hit skip, unfortunately. Oh, resume, okay. I wonder what's it doing. Maybe I have to start it from all over again. Okay, there it is. It's moving. I think that's the part where he severed it. And then, okay, here we go. Did Alice just get taken over? Yeah, I can't select anything here. Wow. So we might have to go into like the quote unquote my room just to see what's going on here. I can't even select that either. Wow. All right, let me just abort real quick then. All right, here we go. Resume from the start, or this is abort to get like a quick one. Hopefully that will reset the RNG on that one. let's go. Too bad there's no like fast forward function here, so I just have to click forward. Good thing I have the mic muted, so like the clicking is not registered. So otherwise you constantly be hearing the clicking sound like this. Alright, here we go. He does the thing here. Please don't soft block my gamer, Masa. Did Alex just get taken over? There you go, it's clickable. Nice. I'm detecting a powerful magical reactor. Core signal inside the tree of nothingness. I can't measure its magical energy levels with my current equipment, but wait. The spirit origin pattern. Oh. As foreseen and categorized by Trismegius, this looks to be the final horn, the final beast crown of the 7 evils of humanity. B7. Who's B7? Language, intellect sharing. Plane mission generating. Come in. Did you read me? Commencing. Advent. Ha. Oh, it's her. At long last, it's finally my turn. Thank you for waiting so patiently, my loyal disciples. And well done preparing a vessel for me to use from this empty planet. I am blessed with the work you've done, even if it did take longer than expected. Ah, so this is Earth, is it? I was curious what it was that, like, after hearing it gave my kin so much trouble. But it doesn't look all that impressive. Just look how tiny it is. I could conquer the whole planet in less than a year. She's so tiny. Huh, why do I feel some faint brainwaves being directed at me? Are these some of the planet's indigenous life forms? They're so weak. I guess they must be. All that aside, why am I not sensing any respect directed at me? Wait, what is this pathetic body? My vessel is supposed to be made from a tree of emptiness, right? So why is this one so small? Paragon, I'm having a very difficult time following what's going on here, but I think the being floating above us right now is both the beast that manifested inside the tree of emptiness and the foreign gods themselves. But what I don't understand is, I know I'd recognize that face anywhere. Well, no matter. Disciple status report. Given what happened with Custodia, it seems like things did not go entirely as planned. I'm afraid Sephiroth's flames set Mengele ablaze before it became your body. While your spirit origin is unaffected, I suspect you may be unable to make full use of your authority as a result. Huh, so it seems that my body still has yet to fully be closed. Well, that's alright. It will give me something to look forward to. I'm sure I can find something here that will make up for my deficiencies. In fact, I see a meal before me now that should do the trick nicely. Usually a single Lostbelt wouldn't be nearly enough to satisfy my cravings. But since I only just acquired this body, it should make for a well-balanced wake-up snack. However, seeing these insects buzzing around my appetizer is putting me right off my appetite. Are those the Callian stragglers? Why haven't you killed them? They certainly don't look like they're all capable of giving my disciples any trouble. For that matter, why don't they fear me? I thought those of this planet were obliged to hold gods in reverence. Huh. Yes, I know. It would be all too easy to grind them to dust beneath my heel. I wish to sate my curiosity for now. Tell me, Paragon, why do you not fear me? Aren't humans like you supposed to bow your heads, beg for enlightenment, and submit to the every whim of great powers and powerful beings? Well, I mean, what the heck are you doing, Olga Mari? Huh? What is this earthling talking about? What is a director? It looks like you gone mad with terror. Well then, I'll be kind and explain. I am a god who has descended upon this world from the void. I have come to right this planet's wrongs and eradicate its evil once and for all. As the ultimate ruler, I will make Earth into a single nation and personally govern every last one of its people. Yes, I am the sovereign of Earth. Olga Mari. You, Olga Mari. Did she just claim to be Earth's president or something? Now I really don't understand. First she declares she isn't Olga Mari, then she claims she is. But she is you, though. She's right. What in the world is going on? That's more like it. It sounds like you finally understand my godhood. I can sense brainwaves of fear and confusion. Now, the time has come for me to wipe this planet clean of everything that once existed here. The human race, the Lostbelts, you lot, my disciples using silly heroic spirits for their vessels. Now that I have physical body, I have no more need for any of you. Now get out of my sight, beg for mercy, and repent for your misdeeds, where even my infinite patience has finally reached its limits. A gravitational field. It's sucking up everything that is not nailed down. Dang, it's even bigger than the tree of emptiness. If it keeps going like this, there really won't be anything left. Indeed. Including us. Is this really what you want, Rasputin? Because it seems this god of yours has no qualms about erasing even her own disciples. If this is what my god wants, then so be it. Only wish I could have been of more use to her. If we use that black light on her, we could, oh, but both the gun and its ammunition are, yeah, we're kinda, we don't have any animal left. Yeah, I'm sorry, we can't use a black barrel anymore. Besides, even if we could, I don't know if it would be enough to defeat the foreign god. At this rate, it's going to suck up not just all of Olympus, but this entire Lostbelt. So I'm finally getting to see a beast in person. I don't need to use my noble phantasm to tell that humanity simply has no hope of defeating her. The sheer magnitude of her spirit origin alone vastly eclipses anything humanity could throw at her. There are simply no conditions that will allow for our victory. Mesopotamia, Solomon's Temple of Time. Kalia was only able to prevail in those situations because we were an unknown factor. Indeed, our very existence was such an exception to the rule that we had almost excessive advantage in the environments where Beast 1 and Beast 2 appeared. Therefore, no matter how outmatched we may have been, it was always possible for us to alter our fate. But this beast is different. She's had Kalia in her sights since well before we were even aware of her existence. We have therefore lost this one advantage we had in those other fights. Unfortunately, even if the Stormborder were to arrive now, that beast would simply wipe them all out. It's elementary, my dear Leonardo. There's simply nothing we can do. I wish I didn't have to say this, especially after you entrusted me to see this mission through, but I'm sorry, Paragon. I'm afraid there's no possible way for us to turn things around. Huh. So you're not even going to try to fight back, Earthlings? Why, how silly of me. Of course you can't fight back. I don't know why I ever thought you could. I suppose it only makes sense. There's no version of humanity in this universe that's capable of surpassing me. All that aside, you Earthlings truly are pathetic, aren't you? You're so tiny, so powerless. It's like looking through a microscope at bacteria in a petri dish. Ah. Oh, he's on her. Just wipe out everything real quick. Huh? Oh, someone put her hand on her? I guess Beryl saw this coming. He said, nope, we are out this piece. Oh, here we go. This might be the final note here. We go into the top. I'm sorry, Mr. Paragon. I'm afraid there's no possible way for us to turn things around. Come now, it's not like you to be so rash. Or are your powers of deduction simply nullified when you attempt to apply them to an alien being? Oh, he's still standing? Custodia? Dang, this guy's the tank. Custodia Wudim, I didn't realize you were still alive. We mages have magical crests. We don't go down quite so easily. He was like, you should have aimed for the head. He should have told Burl that. Holmes, you just said there was no possible way for you to turn things around. But that all depends on how you look at it. For example, my victory would be my plan to slay the god succeeding, and my loss would be it failing. Now that Alice Tree has been erased to the ground, and the foreign god has descended upon this world, my plan has ended in abject failure. It represents a complete and total loss for me. There's no hope of me turning things around now. But the same is not true for you. For you, loss would be dying, and victory would be living. So even if the foreign god is descending upon this world, and even all you can do right now is run away, merely surviving is enough to ensure your victory. And since you haven't truly lost, you still have a chance to turn things around. Are you going to transport us to Beryl's Lostbelt? I understand this is all a bit much coming for me, since I'm the one who invited the foreign god here in the first place. But, oh well. Now then, I think it's time I played my last card. Rest assured, I won't let the foreign god get away with this. Even as ultimately fated to vanish once his tree of emptiness is gone, I will protect Olympus right to the end. After all, I promised Zeus I would. I'll make sure the foreign god goes away, though I can only do so temporarily. Now go, get out of here. I'm afraid you only get in my way. Are you sure? I mean, you're obviously badly hurt. Don't worry, it's not as bad as it looks. I still got plenty of fight left in me. It's a shame you and I weren't able to finish our duel, though we just had to take a rain check on that. At any rate, you've got much more work ahead of you than I do. I'm sorry about this, Paragon. I wish I didn't have to ask you to take on such enormous responsibility again. It's okay. Haven't come this far just to lose now. Mr. Holmes. Very well. You have my word that I will do everything in my power to give Alcalde a chance to turn things around. Good. I'm relieved to hear that. Alright then. This is goodbye. But before you go, Mash, let me give you one word of advice. I won't deny that as a cryptid I considered you and Paragon my most dangerous enemies, and tried to eliminate you accordingly. I did so because at the time I firmly believed that to be what was right. But of course humans are fundamentally incapable of making the right choice. So the least we can do is keep shamelessly moving toward those things we have chosen, right or wrong. I believe that's what it means to be humans. We are nothing if not great at rationalizing our actions. Still, trust me when I tell you that there's no need to fight to assuage a guilty conscience or to atone for past misdeeds. Don't forget, the reason you left Chaldea to go on a journey was to get as much out of it as possible. I feel like that line he said is gonna be referenced in the future for a flashback. I'm afraid the palace won't last much longer. We need to evacuate the Great Shrine. Come on, quickly. Right. Custodia? Thank you for everything you did for me at Chaldea. I wish we could have all talked out a lot more. Are they gone, kindness? What are you, stupid? Can't you see for your... Yeah, they're gone. They left your sorry ass behind. They even look back. so, so you don't gotta worry about them. Mess this bitch up. Hell, I'll even let you lean on me. Oh, that's nice of her. Thank you. That would be a big help. What about you, Father? Aren't you going to stop me? Not at all. Not unless the foreign guy gives the order to eliminate you two. I'm only here to serve as a witness. Truth be told, it should be quite educational. No matter how powerful one may be, this plan still follows its own rules. This will be an excellent way for the foreign god to learn that lesson. Wow, that's not a vote of confidence right there. Oh man, he's like Rasputin's like, listen, if Olga would have said to throw hands with you, you would be dead right where you stand. But he's like, you know what? I ain't gonna do it to you. You can go take her down. In that case, don't mind if I do. Stars, cosmos, gods, animus, animus, atrium, unbirth, animus, anosphere. Oh, he's about to do his absolute cinema move. Can we see like the animation one more time? There are yet the lights of stars in the void. Illuminate the earth. Stay aloft the sky. And illustrate the coordinates of the heavens. May you be a guide for voyagers one more time, O light of Chaldea. Yeah. Yeah. No, I find the priest to square up with Cristadia. He's like, you know what? You ain't gonna touch my queen. But he's like, nah, go at her. Something one is not born with. What I'm about to tell you took place in the spring when I was 15 years old. Oh, here we go, flashback. Back then, I thought the future was bright and full of hope. I was born into an environment far better than most could hope for, with talents far greater than most could dream of. This must be Cristadia's background. I knew I was destined for great things, and that my purpose was to see them done. I'm going to create something beautiful. I'm going to create something wonderful. It was that ideal, that passion that made me apply myself to my studies day in and day out. And as a result, I ended up in the filthy dump. I found myself in a place that would never give rise to the ideals or principles of any sort. The pain in my chest made me gasp. I couldn't move my limbs at all, but fortunately, I was still able to treat the wound on my chest. Since I had been chosen to take over the family in lieu of my father, I possessed a magical crest that had been reinforced over 11 generations. It was designed to heal its bearer in the event they suffered an injury, even if they could not do so themselves. Oh, he has like auto heal, but that explains when you MP him, he auto heals because that's his crest. His crest is healing him every time you MP him. Now the crest was no longer functioning. It was mana, was stagnant, like antidotes from the curse department. I wonder if you got it fixed. I knew I must have been poisoned with an anti-magic toxin, one designed to attack its target nerves and blood. Enough time had passed for the toxin to work through my body. Both my crest and circuits were completely dead. I could no longer counteract the toxin myself. I would require assistance. The situation couldn't have been more worse. I was trapped in enemy territory, and what strength I had was fading fast. The only hope I had of surviving was if my grandfather noticed something amiss and sent someone to rescue me. The problem was, I had no way of knowing if it would I would last that long. Alright, who saved you? Who's this? Hey, wake awake. Especially with more of my father's assassins looking for me. Huh. It felt as though the basement's room, already pungent stench, had suddenly got even worse. The boy was wearing a coat that someone else had clearly thrown away. His hair hadn't even been washed in years. Ugh. He must have carried me here to where he lived when he found me crawling through that alley after the attempt of my life. I could only guess he thought he could make money off me based on my clothes and appearance. Still alive? Alive. Hearing the boy digging through a can full of garbage, I was able to hide my disgust. I was deeply ashamed by the fact that such a pitiful creature has saved my life. Ah, treasure, treasure. Here, eat. The boy pressed a piece of completely stale, moldy bread up to my mouth. Dang. And forced me to eat it, wiping the crumbs off my face with his filthy sleeve. Whatever his intent, his efforts were far from helpful. My wound had closed, but my digestive system was only barely working. Rather than helping me recover my strength, eating barely edible bread, food like this would only upset my stomach and make my condition worse. It's good. Eat. Eat. But I lacked both the strength to resist and the energy to refuse. So I reluctantly opened my mouth and choked down the rock-hard bread. No! The boy thinks he's doing good too. Once I managed to finish the food he forced upon me, the boy stepped away from my bed with a satisfied smile. He then moved to a corner of the room where he sat down cross-legged and continued his unsettling laugh. Though I was racked with both chest pain and shame about the predicament I found myself in, I realized there was nothing I could do, so I simply laid back and closed my eyes. This would all be over in a few hours anyway. My assailant was almost surely a mage, and so it would be trivial for them to track me down. It was only a matter of time until they discovered this place and came to finish me off while I was still incapacitated. Any help that might be on its way would never get here in time. Not even a god could rescue me from this situation. But my assailant never showed, even after several days had passed. I think I must have spent about 10 days on that hard wooden bed without ever getting up. My body was still paralyzed, but by that point I must have gotten accustomed to my environment. Slowly but surely, I took stock of my current situation. Here, eat this too. No thanks, could I have some water instead? The fact that this shed was located under a bridge was the one silver lining. Thanks to that, we had access to potable water, even if it wasn't entirely clean. That's better. Say, how long have you been living here? Never mind. Eat, eat. My best guess is the boy had been living here since he lost his guardian several years ago. The shed, his home, must have belonged to his guardian. Even now, I do not know if his parents abandoned him, or whether he was an orphan from birth. He had very little in the way of language skills. This was hardly surprising, given that he could not have had a single real conversation with an adult in all his life. What's your name? Surely you must know that much. I was shocked. I couldn't believe there was a child in this day and age, in modern city no less, who didn't even know what names were. No, more than that. I wonder how he managed to stay alive on his own all this time. Scary. Kawaii. Mina Kawaii. Safe here. Always safe. As the boy told me this, he stroked the pendant he wore around his neck. Well, I'll be. Even though I couldn't use magecraft at the time, I could still tell that the boy was holding a mystic code of concealment. What's more, it was an antique of incredible value. A talisman that belonged to a sect of witches who had been living in England's deepest forests since even before the clock tower was founded. Now I see, that explains it. So he would go invisible, hide, and steal stuff, then come back. No wonder my assailants hadn't been able to find me. The room I'd been staying in was rendered almost completely invisible. You're right, there really is a treasure. I couldn't bring myself to ask the boy if his parents had left him for left the talisman or if he had discovered it for himself somewhere, but at least I now understand his situation. It was the pendant that had enabled him to carry me here from the alley without being seen. It must also be what enabled him to safely borrow food from nearby stores. Yeah, borrow. I couldn't make up my mind whether his situation was encouraging or depressing. It was thanks to that pendant that the boy had been able to survive on his own all this time. But it was also thanks to that pendant that he never needed to become involved with anyone else. In a very real sense, he has slipped through the cracks of society. So you're unsure what to say to him. End up saying nothing. It's okay, it's okay. It's pretty, my precious treasure, my precious. The boy gave me a big smile while gently tucking the pendant away, never grasping my true intentions. Even thinking back on it now, it still makes my chest ache. He is Lord of the Pendant for sure. Several more days passed, and I made a number of new discoveries. Always saw you on bridge. Always I saw. That finally jogged my memory. The boy was the vagrant I've seen when crossing the bridge. Always saw you. Always. I'll never understand what I must have seemed like to him. No, I'll go further. I should never presume to think I could understand. All I can say is that as far as he was concerned, I was someone he had seen crossing the bridge, and that was enough for him to help me. The boy may have been ignorant, but he wasn't stupid. In his own way, he understood the current situation too. For starters, he never once left the room. Some part of him understood that if he went outside, even with the pendant, there was a chance the people who attacked me would discover us. So for almost 2 weeks, he fed us using the food he already had on hand. Food. Food. What's wrong? Is there a problem? No. No problem. Safe here. Safe. I see. Well, that's alright then. Even having grown accustomed to this environment, I was beyond exhausted. I still couldn't move my limbs, and my strength was no closer to returning. It was no surprise the food the boy was giving me had no nutritional value whatsoever. And while his pendant may have kept us safe from my assailants, it also kept us hidden from my allies. I sighed loudly in despair and closed my eyes. As I slept, I dreamed my body rotting away like a decaying tree until I finally died. Wake up, wake up. Now that makes more sense. I remember in the beginning, or I should say earlier, when he took off his coat and showed kindness, he showed how malnourished he was. So it's from this point right here is how he got that malnourished body. Okita, Okita. It was the first time the boy had ever woken up on his own accord. Food. Food. Eat up. Have lots. Is that? My voice all but broke in shameless excitement. In his hands, the boy was carrying a basket filled to the brim with bread. And not stale, moldy, leftover bread like he'd given me so far. This was bread that had clearly been freshly baked that morning. This is amazing, although it's just all bread, huh? Don't misunderstand. I do appreciate this, but if you were going out anyway, it would have been nice if you had gotten some other things too. Here, food, eat. I didn't realize until later why the boy had only stale bread on hand. It was because for the entirety of his life, he had never known any other sort of meal. I didn't understand that back then, since mine had been a life of luxury. Unfortunately, there was something else I failed to notice too. Something much more important. Very well, I don't mind if I do. Yes, this is much easier to eat. It's great. The boy suddenly fell into the bed as he tripped on a rock, his arms clinging to the top near my pillow. He looked down just like a child dozing off at their desk. Are you okay? The boy had always looked so malnourished that I hadn't even noticed how sunken his cheeks now were, or the fresh bruises on his body. He'd been living alone all this time. Of course he wouldn't have enough food on hand to feed 2 people for over 2 weeks. The only reason he had any at all was because nobody had stopped him from taking it, thanks to the pendant. But here's the thing, with the pendant, you can actually smell him though. That's the thing. Even though he's invisible, you can still smell him. The food he had on hand was only enough for one person, only enough for him to survive on his own. And ever since he'd taken me in, he had not so much as set foot outside. He knew that if he left with the pendant, this room would no longer be safe. So he left it by my bed to keep me safe. In an instant, it was clear as day what he had done to bring me more food. He must have been accosted and beaten over and over. And since he had barely eaten a thing ever since he took me in, the malnourished child simply could not endure such punishment. Treasure. Safe. No, he couldn't have. No one would ever do something so absurd, so patently foolish. He may have been ignorant, but he was smart. He would never willingly chose to do this. Still on the bed, the boy looked at my face as I lay there, though he was gazing at the stars. Pretty. No. Hang in there. Please, you have to. So pretty. At the time, I wasn't overcome with grief, or shock or anger. I was just done with my own stupidity. I was completely and utterly fed up with how foolish it had been to only look at the future, without seeing or relating to those I had previously treated as though they didn't exist. Create something beautiful, born to be a king, a genius. What a joke. No, jokes are at least funny. I had no idea what I had been talking about. I bragged endlessly about creating beautiful things, blindly trusting that simply calling them beautiful was enough. I had never once thought to think about what it was that I considered beautiful. The boy's value hadn't changed. He had wasted his life on something so foolish, so stupid as saving me. I was from the upper crust, and he was from the bottom of the barrel. That much was clear from what we were each bound to contribute to the world in the years to come. But still, could I do what he did? Could I risk my life solely to keep a perfect stranger from starving? Could I risk my life without receiving anything in return, all for something I felt was beautiful? Why, of course, I can't do that. I roused my body from its long slumber. very literally burning my soul for energy. I could feel my magical circuits, a gift I had all of my life up to that point, physically crumble away. Then, after paying that steep price, too little too late by then, I ate every roll the boy had brought me. That's right. If he could do it, then I had to do as well. Now that he had shown me what was possible, it was incumbent upon me to pay him back. For what he lacked in property, he more than made up for in benevolence. I need to set my sights higher. I need to be stronger than ever. I shamelessly shoved the food into my mouth, silently willing my cells back to life. I had no time for regret or self-pity. No, I had a job to do, and I was determined to see it done. This was an entirely new motivation. I certainly wasn't born with these convictions. If my life had continued as planned, this new ideal would have never even occurred to me. But now, I vowed to dedicate my life to it. To take all the many gifts I was given, the gifts that boy couldn't even dream of, and use them to demonstrate the value of human life, as long as my own last. After taking the full force of Christai Williams' serious light, the foreign god disappeared from the sector of space. Let me take a drink real quick. Whether she was forced to retreat due to injury, or simply did so reflexively in response to the unexpected strike, it's unclear. Regardless, her exit meant that Olympus would be spared immediate destruction and left only the master and his servant behind in that palace. So much for that in retrospect. I may have set my sights a bit too high. What the hell are you smiling about, you idiot? You look like a kid who just got caught with his hand in the candy jar. The servant knelt down beside her master, despite the insults that continued coming. Painfully aware of how he would never walk again, now that the bottom half of his body had been obliterated. The master rested with what remained of himself on the floor as it crumbled beneath him, and turned to look up at the sky. Dang, that Sears light was some serious shit. Ophelia didn't do anything even close to that. Well, this is how they were originally supposed to be used. Director Marsbury told me that in confidence. He said that if things ever look truly bleak, I should use mine to save the world. No pressure, right? The master coughed dryly, bitterly as he spoke. His cough sounded like the rattling of a dead tree branch. There was no more sign of the melodic spring-lit lilt that had previously been a fixture of his voice. You don't say. And here I thought all of Chaldea directors were weak and pathetic. Sounds like this Marsbury punk was hell of a guy. Never would have guessed. Yes, he was. Always did respect him, but he turned out to be far more capable than me. He may have been an avid scientist who only cared about his research, but he was also just as dangerous as you expect one of the clock tower's 12 lords to be. The master laughed, acknowledging his defeat. There was no trace of regret in his voice. I must admit, I never would have guessed that you would cooperate so willingly with Chaldea. I was so shocked. I spilled my tea when I heard you join their side just like that. I thought that would have taken considerably longer. Part of me was even a bit jealous for a moment. I wonder if it meant you joined anyone who defeated you. Hey, it wasn't just like that. And they never defeated me. That was all because Poseidon messed me up. Poseidon messed up. Then what convinced you? I guess it was Kalia's leader asking me about you. Said he wanted to know what custodial wounding was like, not as a mage, but as a person. I think that was the big reason I helped him out this long. Well, that doesn't sound very worth your while. You've been helping them all this time without anything in return? Who said I didn't get anything out of it? In exchange, I had him tell me a shit ton of stories about you from the clock tower days. Ah, some born champion you turned out to be. Turns out you were nothing but an overly cautious, stubborn as hell coward. Guess both the Discovery and Ophelia were completely wrong about you all along. The servant laughed joyously. It wasn't laughter meant to mock the ones who had misunderstood the master. It was meant to commend him for keeping up such a perfect front for so long. The master looked up at his servant when he heard the laughter, squinting as they were too bright to look upon. His eyesight had clouded over. His breathing was already sharp and shallow. Hey, what about you? You got anything you still want to say? Or something you still want to do? Go on, let me hear it. I'll at least do that much for you. Something I still want to do, huh? And so, one small piece at a time, the master told his servant about his what-ifs. He explained how each crypter was required to have an accomplishment worthy of returning their death in order to bring them back to life. So the foreign god created environments, customized subjective worlds. Worlds that would let the dead crypters achieve such a thing. The master was then shifted to these worlds that might have been, yet were never meant to be. And from there, he and his fellow crypters undertook a journey to restore humanity. Dang, seriously? So what, you saved the world with them? Only as part of a situation. They were nothing compared to the real singularities. Kadok and I came to trust each other. Ophelia and I shared a laugh with each other. Akuta and I helped each other. Beryl and I disagreed with each other. And we see how that turned out. Pepe must have saved me a dozen times. Aru may have seemed frivolous, but he was a strong sense of integrity. Aru. Who was Aru? I don't remember that person. I really enjoyed getting to understand them better, getting to know their lives. But all the time the master spent with his teammates was no more than a dream, an illusion that was broken the moment his accomplishment was complete. Now, the only one in the whole world who remembered their trying but important journey was the master himself. He still treated him like that. What, is your heart made of stone or something? What else could I do? If I told them, they wouldn't know what to make of it. So I just kept it all to myself, like any other dream. More precisely, he locked the experience away so he would never look at them again, to make sure that regardless of what happened, they would never fade away. Ah, journey to restore humanity, huh? That may not be the best way to put it. But if it were at all possible, I really wanted to save the world with everyone in Team A together. The master truly loved his teammates, not as their leader, but as their friend. They're the same, the servant thought bitterly. This master and Kalia's master were in the exact same position. As his breathing slows, one last thought flits across the master's mind, like a shooting star in the night sky. The hell were you thinking, you idiot? You didn't have to try so hard all by yourself. I'm glad to hear that. Say that, kindness. But you're wrong. I was never all by myself. All humans are trying to do their best. Like the hell they are. Don't you try to pull that shit out with me, Christot. There's no answer. His soul is already gone. The servant turns toward the sky as though watching a bird fly away, never to return. Mistakes flood the servant's mind. Unquenchable hatred pounds the servant's heart. The servant wasn't about to reject the past or previous actions. The pride this heroic spirit had held refused to sully the very nature of a hero. After all, the servant had been the one who laughed at the world of humans, the one who mocked and wreaked havoc upon it. That aspect would never change. The servant was well aware they were a villain who hated humans, despised gods, shunned what was right, and embraced what was wrong. But even so, in spite of all that, dang it, I'm the idiot. Even if everything about him or her was evil, he remembered what she was meant to protect, even as she regretted failing to do so. She took her spear of lightning, and a golden bird took flight. Her next action would not be for his own glory, but to show that she was indeed the right heroic spirit for her master. Alright, one day at the Beyond. Oh, this place is shaking now, okay. That looked just like Ophelia's. There you are. It's about time we finally got a decent connection. Right then, this is Gordon Music, commander and pilot of the Storm Border. Do you read me, Paragon? You do read me, yes? I was just going to assume you can and tell you what I have to say. We just finished making emergency repairs to the border and are on our way to rendezvous with you at the top speed. We're all caught up on your situation thanks to our video feed. We know that the tree of emptiness was burned down from the inside, that a mysterious light came down from the sky, and that foreign god appeared from inside Atlas and claimed to be Olgamari Ionosphere. I'm still trying to make sense of it all, but never mind that for now. Which building are you all in right now? The Great Shrine? The Cronus Crown? The Cronus Crown is starting to fall apart quickly, so if you're there, hurry over to the Great Shrine immediately. We should be able to fly in the extract and extract you from there. What's that? I'm asking the impossible. Never mind that. Just get it done. Not to worry, Director Gordoff. We already managed to escape to the Great Shrine. Once we made our way through the Machina corridor and reached the Hanging Gardens, we intend to try and make our way down to the city. You can't. The Great Shrine's crumbling from the bottom up. You'll never make it down to the city. Quick, does anyone know where the most stable point in the shrine is? If it's stability you seek, I suggest you make your way to the altar. It's the very middle of the shrine, and it was a holy zone used to receive Lord Zeus' revelations right to the very end. It will not be quick to fall apart. It should take us about 20 minutes to make it to the Olympian airspace, so try to evacuate to the altar by then. Understood. Then we better be on our way, before the Machia corridor starts to collapse as well. I see the furry little breathless thief is safe too. At any rate, hang in there until we come rescue you in the border. Administrative Advisor Mash, Paragon. Malcarius the Thel, Queen Europa. You all had better hang in there until Captain arrives, which he will, guaranteed. The sounds of destruction echoed throughout Holy Vessel, Ring Cronus Crown, Great Orbital Shrine Olympia Dodona. The canopy of destruction reverberates through every district in Olympus. Both the crown and the shrine, once thought immutable and eternal, were falling apart before everyone's eyes. Even the great crystal mountains had begun to fracture. Rubble rained down upon the city. People huddled on the ground, not even daring to look up at the sky. The heavens had begun to collapse. Olympus itself groaned horribly, straining at the seams. The deaf cries of an entire city echo across its districts. People huddled together in branch shrines, believing the destruction would stop once the gods heard their prayers. But to no avail. The rubble continued to fall, crushing some of the branch shrines and the districts surrounding them. Most people prayed fervently for this disaster to come to a swift end. They prayed and hoped and believed that the gods would protect them. They believed that their friends and family would have suffered painful deaths would soon come back to life. But in time, some people waiting for their loved one's return began to realize the truth. No one would be revived. No one was protecting them. The Cronus Crown collapse would continue unabated. There would be no revelations from the great orbital shrine, and the gods would remain silent. For now, at long last, there was none left in Olympus. They should read out all of them, like no Demeter, no Aphrodite, no, what's her name? No, none of them. As time passed, and more people realized that the events they were experiencing portended their Lostbelt destruction, they fell silent one after another, despair and resignation shutting their mouths tight. It was the first pall of silence, devoid of even a single prayer, that had fallen over Olympus in 10,000 years. Let's see, we still have 10 minutes to go? The floor is fracturing, everything falling down to the city below. We can't use this route anymore either. Come on, let's head back to the intersection and look out. So this reminds you of Final Fantasy VII and Midgar when the plates fall down in the original Final Fantasy VII. It's like, oh yeah, the plates fall down on the slums. Well, don't just watch your step. Keep an eye on what's above you too. You guys are flesh and blood humans, so even a little falling debris could end up killing you. Right, I'll be fine, but Paragon is. That goes for you too, Mash. That goes for them too as well. They're not immortal anymore. They will get messed up. With the Ortank's output so low right now, you're not much more durable than an ordinary human, so please be careful. Right, I will. The situation seems dire. While we do have some floating mystic codes prepared, we simply no longer have enough magical energy to make use of them. We could never make them last long enough for the Stormboard to reach us, and there's no guarantee that we wouldn't end up hurtling to our deaths. I'm afraid I don't have much magical energy remaining either, but there still may be something I can do. Adele, Marqueros, I'm going to use the last of my magical energy to provide the children of Chaldea with a defensive bounded field and a floating spell. Oh, that's nice. Well, I would be very grateful if you would help me. Whether you do so or not is entirely up to you. Europa? She's like, this is as far as I go. Of course we will, Lady Europa. What Adele said. Wait, a bounded field and floating spell would be a huge help. But why stop at just us? Can't we all? Operation God Destroyer is complete now. Even the tree of emptiness is finally gone from this Lostbelt. This is our new future. The one we've been dreaming of for a long time. They're going to disappear soon anyway. Right, today's finally different from yesterday. I'm sure our cells are growing again for the first time in forever. We can finally pick up from where we left off 10,000 years ago. That's all we need. Besides, we're not as weak as you guys, so we can get down from the shrine on our own. What Marcario said. Even if this Lostbelt does soon return to its original form, our time is only just beginning. Take care, everyone. Take care, Mash and Paragon. And thank you for everything. This time we spent together may have gone by in the blinking of an eye, but I enjoyed every second of it. Come on, don't look at us like that. We all accomplished what we set out to do, right? I'll admit, there was a number of times when I thought it might be hopeless. I mean, I could tell from the first time I saw you guys that you weren't bad people. But I thought we might be screwed when it came to the operation. But you really came through. You gave us the tomorrow we were hoping for. I can feel it right now, at this very moment. We're in a different day now than we were yesterday. We're finally growing again. This Lostbelt may end up disappearing, but even so, I still feel as though anything could happen today. This is what I wanted, what I've long since hoped to feel. So thanks. I know most Olympians would probably consider you guys and us to be the most evil people ever, but yes, most Olympians may very well think that. But we don't, not one bit. Isn't that enough? We'll never forget you guys, even if the world was never meant to exist. So as long as you guys remember us proudly, that's plenty meaningful right there. We'd much rather you remember us like that than to keep on living aimlessly forever. Yes, you're right. Thank you both so much for helping us get this far. Can't we at least stay together until the end? That's very sweet of you, Paragon, but no, I'm afraid we can't. Our end's not gonna be the same as yours. Even Crystalia said so. So don't worry, we're okay going our separate ways here. I'd like to thank you as well. Thank you for watching over Lord Zeus's loving heart and over Olympus's pride. May you all live on, children of Chaldea. O beloved Zeus in heaven, send your winds from the far reaches of humanity to aid these travelers. And may your protection keep them safe from all manner of disaster that befall them. It worked. We now have a defensive bounded field and a flight spell. By Mash, by Holmes, by Foe, by Paragon. You proper humans might be weak, but you're still great master anyway. You proved that beyond a doubt when you faced off with that other Master Zeus himself, called a friend and won. You twins were both amazing too. Oh, come now, you're lumping us both together like that? You could at least try to compliment us more individually. Fly away, Chaldea, fly away. And make sure you land somewhere far from here. Give our best to everyone on the border and to all the other people in the world once you save them. Man, you're amazing, Queen Europa. They're already so high up, I can't even see them anymore. Do you think they'll be okay? I hope they don't get hit by any debris or anything. Not to worry. The gods will surely protect them. Yes, I have no doubt that all the gods who fell here, and the gods from proper human history, will keep them safe. Indeed, that would be lovely. Hey, Marcarios. What is it, sister? Remember how you said we can get down from the shrine on our own? You weren't very convincing. he's like, nope, we're stuck here. This is where we fall down. Oh man, I can't believe even you could tell I was lying. I'm sorry, you two. There's nothing to apologize for, Your Majesty. We wanted to take them to the sky, and they did. That's all we need. Proper human history, huh? They never did tell us much about it. I wonder what it's like. It must be a wonderful world if it managed to produce people like them. Yeah, definitely. Then we really did do the right thing. This has got to be what's best for Olympus. Or Karios. I'm not regretting this. I've been dreaming of this day since forever. And this is exactly what we wanted. Now everything's got to go. Don't do this, Marcarios. I'm sorry, sister, but I gotta say this. You know what? What? Don't get me wrong. I really do think this was for the best. I'm not just saying that. I really mean it. It's why I've been able to keep fighting for so long. But all that said, I know we've killed all the gods and betrayed all the other Olympians, but if there was a chance, even a tiny 1 in a billion possibility of having just one wish granted, did want to survive this fall? Marcarios. I don't even know who could possibly grant it now that all the gods are gone, but there's a tiny, tiny part of me that feels like, if so, somehow I could have one wish granted then. Just once, I wish I could have seen beyond tomorrow. And especially, I wish I could have seen what you were like when you were all grown up. Oh, silly. You didn't have to tell me that. I always felt the same way. And it keeps on tumbling down, tumbling down. Alright, so let's go to the next. Okay, we're going to the. How high do. I guess we go all the way up here. And this quest. Okay, let's go here. So we actually get to fight somebody. Alright. Let's see. So it'll be you. Okay. I can see everyone's spirit origins. It looks like they're floating, but I'll go ahead and guide them to the deck. Maneuver. Switch the border over to thruster mode. Maintain airborne altitude until Paragon's team is safely inside the ship. Roger that, no problemo. Okay, let's see. Where were the thrusters control again? I thought them to wait at the altar. Why did they have to go to the extra risk of using flying magecraft? Well, nothing to be done for it now. Open the deck hatch. And as soon as we've collected the field team, we're getting out of this airspace rather than you can say skedaddle. Hi, yes, sorry. I'm afraid I have an emergency report to make before we get to that. A powerful spirit origin signal is headed towards us from the Dodona palace. It will reach the ship in 10, 9, 8. Is it kindness? So we're still not out of the woods? What in the world do we have to deal with now? Oh, is kindness wants to take us out? We managed to make it back. I almost can't believe it. Right, though it looks like Europa's defensive bounded field is gone now. Indeed, it was absolutely perfect spell while it lasted. No question as to why she was queen of the gods. If not for her delicate magecraft, I rather doubt we could have flown this far in safety. What are you just standing around for? Get in the hatch already. There's an unidentified spirit origin headed your way right now. It'll be there in 3, 2, Wow. Hey there. So you punks really did make it out of there alive. Good. Wouldn't be any fun otherwise. But whizzing out of tight spots is one of the things you lot do best, right? New flying here was the right choice. So where are the twins? Where are the twins in Europa? Ah, so they're dead. Well, hey, that figures. No point in saving their lives now, right? So you went around pulling all that shit you wanted and decided to scram before it got real, huh? I like that. Hell, a lot of less cleanup that way. Only problem is, you assholes got no business being the only ones to make it out of this scot-free. She's like, you all get to die here, she wants to say. Don't you think, Chaldea? Kindness. Kindness? As in kindness, the divine spirit? So she managed to survive too? Well, that's just grand. Go ahead and invite her to celebrate this victory with... I don't think that's the right choice of words, Gordon. Hold on, are you sure that's really kindness? That spirit origin powder doesn't match the one in our records at all. Well, kindness did have some divinity mixed in previously. Now there's a divine aura emanating out of the spirit origin in every pore. It's almost like a purely divine spirit. That's precisely it, Kordov. I don't know how this happened. Kindness, as she appears now, is quite clearly a god in her own right. In fact, at this moment, it would be no exaggeration to call her a direct proxy of the sea god himself. Keep the hatch closed for now, Gordov. There's about to be a battle up here. Oh, but why? Our battle here is over. Shut up. You should have hung up that mustache a while ago. Detective. Perceptive as always, though. I'll give you that. But we don't need a peanut gallery to get in our way during our fight to the death. Kindness doesn't reason to fight us anymore. You've already lost your master. Any reason you may have had to protect this Lostbelt. And despite all that, you still want to fight us? You done? So now we know what your servant thinks, Paragon. How about you? Got anything to say? Only this. You're not going to back down, are you? Hell no. This is unfinished business. Ain't gonna finish itself. You punks brought down freaking Olympus? That's huge. I couldn't ask for more worthy opponents. And hey, I might not be your typical Greek heroic spirit, but it's still what I am. And if there's one thing we all know Greek heroes are about, it's revenge, ain't it? It sounds almost farcical hearing that from you, Kindness, given how much you despise Olympus. But I can't deny that your will to fight, your drive, and your spirit are more united than ever before. This must be your final destination, the one you failed to reach in your own lifetime. It seems you finally arrived at your answer, Kindness. Then as such, we are obliged to respond accordingly, even if this battle is entirely unnecessary. Paragon, I'm aware your magical energy has also reached its limits, but can you still do this? Hell no! I got no black barrel shots. That's a god right there. You know it. You know it. Let's go, Kindness. Why is she sad? Ah, well, look at you, dang weakling of a master, glaring at me like you actually know your shit. Fine then, let's go. When we're done, all that's left of you and your servants will be dangling from my spear. One last thing, remember my name. I am the one who made Poseidon pay for violating me, and took his place as a god in recompense. No, that wasn't you, that was us. We're the one who brought down Poseidon, not you. I am the foolish king who lost himself to the vices of killing, violence, anger, and pride. But right now, all that I do for my contracted master. I am Kindness, the divine spirit, and I am the only servant who Kasai wouldn't truly trust it. Alright. So since she's a Lancer, oh, we're forced to use support. Okay. Alright, no problem. And they're forced to use mash in the front. Okay. Alright, let's see who we put. So, this is the house of, oh, we have archers. Okay, we could bring her. We bring Holmes. We bring, oh, sorry, we bring sabers. That's right, we bring sabers. Bring this. Artoria hits pretty hard. Bring her. And then bring Coin Sky with Artoria. And then that should pretty much be game over for it. I'll bring one more. I'll bring Nero. Alright, that was pretty good. Pretty good. Maybe I should bring my K-scope for this one. There you go. Alright, now that's perfect. Kind of DPS it down a bit with her, and then I should be good to go. Alright, 3 health bars. The true Poseidon blessing. Oh, chances increase single enemy's AP recovery amount. Immutabilization. Oh wow. Remove single enemy's defense buff during attack. Oh wow. Okay. I say I just let this rip. She kind of hurts a bit, but so I'll give her this. All right. Alright, that was a good damage output. Let's re-roll this. Alright, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Alright, let's do the triple on that. Another defense down, followed by 2 more attacks. Alright, very good stuff, very good stuff. So let's... I wonder if she'll do like a quick charge. I'll have her attack Mash for now. There we go. Target focus. Alright, I will invincible buff everyone up. And then Mash can do her attack. Not bad. Alright, let's bring up that wall and MP for all. Alright, and then let's do... I'd rather gather more sea stars. Alright, not bad. It kind of removed a couple buffs. Well, I don't have triple yet. I could do a quick heal though. I see, I do have the attacks that hurt hard though. They hit hard. This is the easy part. It's just fighting her like, yeah. These fights so far is no problem. Oh, let's do this, this, and this. That's nice. She gave herself some guts. He's in the meter? Yeah, that is true. Yeah, this, I was like, it's just a kindness. She's just gonna get in our way again. That's nice of her. Oh, we have an invincible. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's just grab that.
やあやあ、アバロンの風体験ツアーへの参加誠にありがとう。私の顔ばかり見ていていいのか。遊覧飛行というのかい。我が肉体無敵なりつ。
Alright, she's hurting just a bit, so I'm gonna have her just focus down mash here. There you go. I can't reshuffle that, unfortunately. She has double guts. Okay. Alright, so this is where we all go down, unfortunately. If I'm gonna go down in style. Wow, Mash actually really wants to live. Impressive. Alright, I'll grant you this life right here. Actually, she's gonna get focused, stripped of her invincible ability. It's gonna be game over for her. Oh, she got lucky there. That would have been a strip that killed her for sure. This might be able to kill. Alright, let's go here, here, and then here. Crit mash, dang it. So close. Alright, I need Mash to go down. Goodness. Alright, thank you for killing Mash. Alright, here we go. Alright, now it's over.
全力で負けちまったか。ちくしょう。やるじゃねえか。なあ、ガルデア。負傷者の手当てを。戦いはまだ続きます。
Holmes has a quite a huge, very nice survivability. He's like, oh, I got evade. Oh, here's a utility as well, I should say. Dang, so you want to bring every human up to the gods level, huh? That explains a hell of a lot, Custodia. No wonder you're so desperate to get things moving. I don't know what the hell you did to yourself, but it's pretty clear you could drop dead any second. But if this plan of yours works, you'll be set for a nice, long life. Typically human thing. Ah, my apologies, I clearly didn't explain myself well. My plan is to make every human besides myself into gods. So this revolution won't include me. Even if my plan works flawlessly, I'll still be an ordinary human. Huh? Well, you might say it's similar to how a doctor can treat anyone except himself. This revolution, rains of meteors I'm envisioning, requires a central spellcaster to work. One can't turn both the central axle and the world that turns around it at the same time. Too bad his summon race sucks for you. Yeah, he's pretty cool. If his gate comes around, I'll probably consider summoning for him. So you don't have this guy? I'm surprised. Really, if I'm being completely honest, my plan isn't entirely foolproof. But when I shared it with Atlas, warts and all, he also reluctantly agreed to it. That being said, I have no intention of dying anytime soon. I plan on keep living as long as I'm able to. Not for lack of trying. Oh, okay. Besides, if my plan goes well, then it'll be everyone else's turn to shine. And who knows, I may end up living for quite some time yet, since I plan on taking it nice and easy in my retirement. What the hell? He's gotta be shitting me. He wants to make everyone else in the world ascend to the next plane of existence, at the cost of him becoming the only relic of the past. After all the hard work he's putting into making a new world, he's gonna be the only one left behind? No freaking way. I don't believe it. I don't even want to think about it. That's just not cruel, it's goddamn brutal. But he talks about it like it's the most natural thing in the world. He sounded so excited about it, like he couldn't wait for his new, better version of humanity to arrive. Your twisted nature couldn't be more plain, kindness. Both your heart and your mind are warped beyond redemption. Even becoming a god has nothing to fix that. Has done nothing to fix that. You were never anything more than a recipient of the sea god's love. How could you possibly begin to match us? You never even understood Lord Custodia's vision for bringing about a new age of gods. All you ever did was flail about in anger, curse the gods, and think of nothing but yourself. They were right. That sums up my whole life right there. That's why I could never get behind his dang plan, not really. I never once thought it was a good idea. Shit, the idea of a world where everyone's god sounds like my own personal hell on earth, and I told him as much. But all that aside, he still lived a life I can't even imagine. He had a dream so huge and stupid nobody else would even think about trying to make it a reality. Seriously, how messed up is that? He got me, of all people, to want to support someone. And not just anyone. A stuck-up world is my oyster type like him. Crap, no wonder these Chaldean dipshits beat me. The second that happened, my fate was sealed. Ah, well, this is pathetic. Can't believe I picked a fight, then went and lost it. But you know, it's okay. At least I got to go out swinging. This'll tie a nice little bow on my stupid summoning. Now I don't have to worry about you punks or him anymore. Alright, assholes, this is where I'm getting off. See you all in second thought. Guess you won't be going to our hell, huh? There we go. Well, whatever. Point is, I'll be waiting for you on the other side. Make sure you don't stop by once you're all done with everything here. I'll have a few words of praise for you about how you pulled off a hell of a thing, especially for a human. We have confirmed kindness is gone. Applaud. The goaded, this Lostbelt's last remaining threat has now been completely neutralized. Yeah. Old man, you know we're back online right now, right? We are? Dang it. Spinach, why didn't you say something sooner? You got to communicate. Testing. You trust you can all hear me. Once I open the hatch, which I'm about to do in a moment, I want you all to get inside the border double quick. As soon as we're confirmed your safe return, we'll be getting out of this aerospace immediately. You can make sure to report to me after you got a good long rest. However, there's just one thing I would like to say first. Well done, Paragon. Well done, MASH. Well done, Administrative Advisor. Now that you have returned, I am officially marking the following mission complete. Order Lostbelt No.5 in its sub-order, those who cross the sea stars. I dare say your performance deserves full marks across the board. I advise you all to look forward to your next bonus, for I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. He's talking about bonuses in life and death. We did it. Right. Congratulations on the job well done, Paragon. Okay. So I guess it's after these three, that's when it's like Lostbelt's over. So we'll finish up those last three right now, so we can just get this Lostbelt out the way. That way next week we can start the new Lostbelt. The journey continues. Okay, I'll do that right now. Guess I can't keep gazing at the sky forever. Now that it looks like the tree of emptiness is gone, it's only a matter of time before Olympus disappears. I suppose I should be glad this whole frontier area didn't fall apart the moment Zeus died. Alrighty, I better move on before the ground here starts to collapse. At least I don't have to wonder where to go to next. Well, I do wish I could be with David in South America. There's something I still have to take care of first. I'm not usually one for revenge. But I'll make an exception for you, Barrel Gut. Oh no, he's out for blood now. There's internal quarrel amongst the cryptors. Pepe's like, not my Christy. Screams, shrieks, groans. Despair, misery, fury. This is what should have been heard all across Olympus, the supposed utopia of the gods. Of course. I was so looking forward to basking in them, to feeling joy and sorrow with my entire being, as I laughed at the humans collapsing into tears. I was all set to point and laugh, to mock these humans as they succumbed to despair. But I never expected to encounter someone who could use Rojitsu in such a manner. I can feel my entrails waking up from their slumber. It's been a long time indeed since I last made use of my true body. I must admit, I am most vexed with myself. I never imagined one could break my life extension in that way. But no, never mind that for now. Yes, right now, I believe a moment of silence for the mechanical gods who flew here from a distant realm is in order. Imagine. To think the end of God's pets would come like this. The gods must be proud indeed, knowing they kept these pets around for 10,000 years for this. And what a truly dreadful thought. Academia? Art? Did those so-called legacies amount to anything whatsoever? They gave their pets eternal life, and even limited their value. And in the end, they were done in by rogues they utterly failed to control. A mere two specimen of humanity, larvae left over from the Olympian Machia, who went and betrayed their keepers. Oh, he's talking about Marcarios and Adele. And now the Kali and company had their way with them. Not a trace remains. And what else could one call this but a glorious farce? I come not to bury the gods, but to praise them. Rest assured, this alter ego will never forget these old ones' final moments, nor their death throes. Should be doing Heian-kyo after this? Indeed, now that I've witnessed this beautiful sight, I can scarcely restrain myself any longer. Yes, next time, I, Ashman Dolan, shall entertain the god-slaying master in my true domain, the bowels of hell itself. Oh, so that's his domain. He and Kyo? Oh, I feel like it's gonna be a real bad time fighting him. He wants to run back in his domain. I don't know if I want to go in there. He's like, do it. Zero cell systems are all green. Magical reactors are operating in parallel. Hull damage minimal. Give him the hands? I feel like he's going to give me the hands. In that case, there won't be any need for us to do a rush dive. We'll be able to begin a standard one before this Lostbelt disappears. Manuir, would you mind giving me a hand? You got it, Captain. No, wait, forget just giving you a hand. You only just got back on your feet, so you should still be taking it easy for a while. Just sit back and let me handle things for now. Saul is a nutshell. Now go take a seat in the co-pilot chair, and don't forget your seatbelt. Roger that. Solid as a seashell? Dimensional piercing battleship Stormboarder preparing for deployment. Setting a return course to the wandering sea. All hands. I'll do my best to keep the ship steady, but stay alert just in case. You know, now that I think about it, we've got our work cut out for us, don't we? Getting through Atlantis and Olympus was a huge ordeal, and fortunately the Atlantic Lostbelt Tree of Emptiness is technically gone now. But its branches covering Earth's stratosphere haven't gone anywhere. The foreign god made her descent. And if that wasn't bad enough, she manifested with the spirit origin of Beast 7, one of the evils of humanity. At one point, the foreign god was one step away from wiping out all of Olympus and taking you guys with it. But a massive burst of magical energy fired at her from the palace put a stop to that. That seems to have done some damage to her, from the looks of it, since she responded by pulling in two of the alter egos, Rasputin and Senji Maramasa, and disappearing. At the moment, not even the border sensors can determine where they might have gone. Just as well, seeing how we wouldn't have a snowball's chance in hell if she tried to attack us now. Anyway, the big problem now are the foreign god's name and what she looks like. Yu Ogamari. Yes, I recognize that face from the database. That was definitely Ogamari and a sphere. But how? She was killed right after the bombing at Chaldea that began the incineration of humanity. What in the world is going on here? Don't tell me this means Chaldea was behind everything after all. Did I really make a once-in-a-lifetime bet on an organization that's trying to wipe out all of humanity? We're not sure about that either. Was that really directed at Olga Mari? A fair question, given both yours and her reactions. It seems safe to say there are strong similarities. But there was also too many clear differences to say they are the same person. First, we know that the foreign god manifested in the splitting image of Olga Mari, and that she also claimed the former director's name as her own. Second, her spirit origin was far from human. She is neither heroic spirit nor servant. The foreign god manifested as a beast. Third, she did not know who you were, and she also seemed unfamiliar with Earth's culture and language. Taking all this into account, it would seem Beast 7 shares many similarities with Beast 1, Goetia, and the way he manifested using King Solomon's body. Then, the foreign god is using Olga Mari's Atmosphere's body in the same way. The body of the daughter of the Atmosphere family, which was formerly among the Lord of the Clock Tower. This is disaster. A highly talented mage body used as a vessel. Then if I had happened to be there, that means the foreign guy would have looked like me. Oh no, if it would look like him, we could have taken him on. Oh, calm down, Gordov. I do understand the terror of the unknown. But remember, we do know a great deal about what sort of person Olga Mari Atmosphere was. While we may not yet know what it is, we can assure you that there is a reason why the foreign god chose to resemble her. Fortunately, all the Atmosphere data was also brought along to the Chaldea base. So I'll start going over it once we've returned to the Wandering Sea. I have no doubt we'll find some manner of clue in there that will help us lead to the truth. I see, you're certainly taking all this in stride, Administrator Advisor. Actually, I just had a thought. According to the report I just received, it looks like one of the effects of your being struck by Zeus lightning was a reduction in brain power. It fried him. So how are you doing now? Are you back to your old self yet? Or are you still something of a moron? Wow. A moron. Not to worry, Gordon. My brain power is very nearly fully recovered. Though I will say, seeing what it's like to voice and act upon my thoughts, it merely has been a most novel and informative experience. Never mind that now, Holmes. You've been pushing yourself way too hard for way too long. That's right. I know all about how you've been using your noble phantasm this whole time to come up with ways out of all the jams you kept finding yourselves in. I know we've got stuff to talk about, but it can wait until after you've gotten your ass into recovery pod. That goes for talking to Kodak in the infirmary too. It can all wait until everyone's recovered. Did you just say Kodak? He's back again? Kodak? Well, what are you talking about? Do you mean Kodak's on the stormboarder right now? Yeah, he got nailed. I shouldn't say nailed. He got Dolmen's poisonous fingernails at him. And he's in the infirmary. Oh, right. It's completely slipped my mind. We have Kodak in custody right now. It was right before we were about to make our way up to the altar. We got two-time custody Kodak. Don't worry, you've nothing to fear from me. I'm not carrying any NFF service weapons this time. I simply have to deliver a delivery for you. This delivery is not from me as disciple of foreign god. Rather, it is from Rasputin, or at least what remains of his heroic spirit within me. Oh, he's so benevolent. He's like, I ain't gonna kill him. Here you go. Here's your package. Take care of Kodak for me, would you? That mischievous Grand Duchess was more worried about someone else's future than her own safety. So rather than letting him die, I thought I should at least give him a fighting chance. But do let him know that this was a one-time only occurrence. I won't be lifting a finger to help him again, not even if I should happen to see wild dogs eating him alive. And just like that, he dropped Kodak right where he stood and left him. He was covered in blood and obviously in critical condition, so we got him to the infirmary right away. But by the time we got out there to collect him, Rasputin was already long gone. That said, Kodak is still in a coma. We're not sure what will happen with him. According to Nemo's nurse diagnosis, we'll need to keep him in the recovery pod for several months. But once he is fully recovered, mark my words, I'll be grilling him for every bit of info he's got. Well, don't forget, Kata's not the only one who needs to rest, Gordy. We could all use a good long break. Yeah, very true. Between Atlantis and Olympus, we have completed our largest and most tiring operation to date. While we may indeed have our work cut out for us, I think we more than earned the right to take some time to relax and recover. You said it. Okay, Paragon and Mash, I'd like to say a little something too. Congratulations on resolving the 5th Lostbelt. Like we said, we definitely still have our work cut out for us, but you don't have to worry about that yet. Right now, your only job is to get some rest. We can talk turkey over what comes next. Once Holmes is back to his old self. Alright, that's all from me for now. Great work, you two. You did awesome. So, during this whole interactions, that explains why Holmes was more of like a YOLO Holmes in this Lostbelt, because he was tired, right? He was like, it might work. Go ahead and try it. I'm not sure. It might work. And he's like, screw it, just try it. Right? he was like, screw it, try it like 3 times in this Lostbelt. I was like, what type of Holmes is this, right? So not my Holmes, right? Holmes was like, all right, this is gonna work or something like that. But yeah, it's because he was tired. Paragon, could I talk to you for just a little bit before we go back to our rooms? Thank you, Paragon. I was just wondering something. What do you make of the foreign god of you, Olga Mari? I know Holmes thinks she's an imposter who only looks like Director Olga Mari, but... Yeah, Holmes, the exhausted one. That's what he is. I can't help but think... Me too. Right? I don't have anything concrete I can point to explain it, but I felt the same way. There's just something about you, Olga Mari, that tells me she's the same Olga Mari we knew. Yeah, and that makes this an even bigger concern. Huh, what do you mean? Well, now we got to figure out how we're going to save her. I think she's just a puppet. Right, that's exactly right, Paragon. I know we still have a lot of thinking to do about what we can do and what we should do. But if our goal is to save her rather than defeat her, I'm more than willing to fight. Hephaestus? Never thought I'd end up back here. I guess even a servant's life's full of surprises. So what happened to the foreign god? How come she locked herself up in the workshop as soon as we got here? She sure settled down quick for all the heavy breathing she was doing. What's the deal? She's having a second thought after one of the earthlings she treated like fleas managed to cut her? Oh, he don't visit. This guy's savage. Try to be understanding. She couldn't help but be surprised when something she considered merely part of the scenery decided to attack her. If a pebble laying on the ground jumped and slashed out at you out of nowhere, wouldn't you be shocked too? Suppose so. Hell, I'd lose my shit if the eggplant I was having for breakfast suddenly came at me with a sledgehammer. Yeah, he's like, oh man, that sounds like an anime, right? Where the food fights back. Guess it's a lot like how some people are scared of bees. So what? This mean Crustadius serious light thing actually... Of course, it didn't actually hurt the foreign god. Why, it didn't even come close to breaking her skin. But the fact that there were beings willing to attack her at all has made her stop and rethink her approach. Oh yeah, Teen Titans episode? Yeah. So she's currently using the terminal to review human history, or even if she doesn't seem very happy about it. Okay. You know, in a sense, Christias saved our lives as well. Oh yeah, because those two were about to be sacrificed. Thanks to him, the foreign god is now willing to let us stay on as her disciples. Never mind that we lost contact with Limbo for the moment. Huh, isn't the foreign god supposed to be all powerful or some such? What would she be needing us for? I'm getting to that, you see. There are two surprising things the foreign god learned from these events. The fact that there are insects on this world willing to attack her, reckless and meaningless as those attempts may be, and that these exist a lance of light capable of burning down the tree of emptiness. And that there exists a lance of light. Oh wow. She'd like you to go investigate the ladder. And destroy it, of course. She says she'll teleport you there as soon as she's ready. That's so. Well, can't be any worse than here. No telling when this place will be up and disappear anyway. So how about you? You gonna stay here as her escort? No, I'll be heading out shortly myself. The foreign god desires a more durable vessel than the one she has now, so she's sending me out to procure one. Ain't she plenty strong as she is? Hell, it's not even possible to make a stronger spirit origin anywhere on Earth, right? So he's playing the mark those words. He's like, this place could disappear anytime. I'm out of here. So where are you gonna go find one better than what she's already got? Not to worry, I already have just a place in mind. You see, the machine gods of Atlantis aren't the only foreign beings who made their way to the planet in ages of long past. There's a golden sea of trees in the belly of the underworld known as Shaibaba that is home to an enormous beast. It slumbers in a world where Alaya is stable and wriggles to life in a world where Gaia shows itself. I speak, of course, of an ultimate one, a being who came from here from the Orc Cloud. Lostbelt 7? He said the word Orc. He alluded 2 Lost Belts ahead. Hey, you up now? Oh good, you are. There's something you ought to see. I went back and forth on whether to bring this to you, but ultimately, I thought you deserved to see it. Sorry to spring this on you when you're still tired, but I didn't think I could wait. So what is it? To see. A video file from the God Destroyer Alliance base. They left a time capsule. According to the timestamp, it was recorded after you guys took the meter out. We're not sure exactly when it was sent, but it looks like it was right before you guys left for the Great Orbital Shrine. I don't know how they pulled it off, but the file's in the exact same format we use at Chaldea. Man, Olympian tech never ceases to impress me. So it's MP4. Anyway, I already sent the file over to your personal terminal. We already watched it ourselves, but I'm not going to demand you to do the same. Whether you do or not, it's totally up to you. Though I will say that Gordov decided to designate them as MIA after watching it himself. So he's saying that they might be alive. Says something along the lines of, we can't confirm their deaths, so who's to say they won't come back to us again someday? Like director, like field team, I guess. But hey, who am I to judge? We could all stand to get a little sentimental now and then. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say for now. Later. Good, the camera's working fine. Testing. Good, no problem with audio either. Okay, I'm all set to record. Now I just gotta make sure no one sees me. It's not that I want to cause any fighting, but every organization needs to perform an internal review sometimes. And while the God Destroyer Alliance might not have many members, it's still an organization. We should know how everyone else feels, how everyone really feels. I don't like the idea of surreptitiously filming them, but then again, Edison said it was perfectly normal. Anyway, they'll only be for reference, nothing more. Marcarius, where are you? I could have sworn he was around here. Maybe he's in a private room? Oh, what's up, Madel? Something the matter? I wanted to ask Marcarius to help me with something, but I can't find him anywhere. Gotcha. Maybe I could help instead. I appreciate the offer, but that's okay. You see, I wanted to ask him to fine-tune your and Mash's Kiyomiya. Right, yeah, I probably couldn't be much help with that. Not exactly my area of expertise. Well, I wouldn't say Marcarius and I are experts either. Maybe not, but how many years have you guys been fiddling with that stuff? 1,000 or so. Alright, I guess in other words, that would make us experts, huh? You can say that again. I see your point. There you are, sister. Hey, Musashi. Oh, good. Listen, Macarius. You want me to fine-tune their Kiyomiya? Right. I'll take care of it. Gotta make sure there won't be any after effects and such, after all. Anyway, on a different subject, can I ask you something? What is it? Well, I was just wondering what you think of the Chaldeans. What do you mean? Oh yeah, here he goes. The internal monologue between those three. They're our comrades in arms. They've been invaluable to our alliance. How about you, Musashi? Good question. Maybe travel companions? No, that's not quite right. I honestly don't know much about Holmes. I barely even talked to any of the other staff either. But I do love Paragon. And Match too, of course. I really just love them both to bits. Oh my. At first I didn't really know anyone besides Paragon. And my first impression of Mash was basically just that she seemed really earnest. But then once I saw how she fought, I got it. The whole reason Paragon's able to live the way he does is because he's been with her all this time. Once I figured that out, well, I just fell in love with Mash. Now I can't help but smile whenever I see her and Paragon doing their best together. That's so touching. I just love that sort of thing. You think? I don't really get the appeal myself. Anyway, next question. Are there any questions you'd like to make of them? Maybe something you feel like they could be doing better? Oh, what kind of question is that? We doing some kind of performance review thing? It caught. Of course not. I'm just making conversation. I wasn't asking for any particular reason. Nope. Caught on camera. Oh, really? Okay, if you say so. Anyway, let's see. Something like this request from them. I guess I like them to do all the living I won't be able. Huh? Oh, second thought. Just forget that one. Here, let me try again. I think what I'd like to request from them is that they live happy lives. What kind of answer is that? That's not even a request. I want them to live as long as and as happily together as possible, so they never have to go through any pain or hardships. That's the one and only request I have for them. Well, that was helpful. Huh? You really do love those two, don't you? Absolutely. Like I said, I love them to pieces. So what about you two? What do you think of Mash and Paragon? Us? You're the only other ones here, aren't you? Well, we definitely couldn't have beaten Demeter without them. In fact, the Alliance never actually managed to destroy a single god until they came along. That's right. It's because they went through a minefield, all got blown up, and became AI in the process. And now this is Trial 2 with assisted machine learning. Oh, you could call that. Be like, they studied the gods, and you know how the gods are mechanical? Call that machine learning. Okay, I'll stop. So, I like them personally, and I just mean as comrades or alliance members. Sister, if we hadn't met them while we were in the middle of fighting a war, I even think we could have been friends. Well, of course you could. Honestly, I thought you were all already friends, aren't you? I'm not sure. I hope so. Well, I could have sworn you were, so... Ah. I've got it. Somebody marked the date because this gal just had herself a fantastic idea. Where did that come from? And what's the idea anyway? I'm so glad you asked. Like I said, it's fantastic. My idea is, once Operation God Destroyer is well and truly done, we should have a party to celebrate. One with lots of yummy food. You're right. That does sound lovely. Oh man. Sure, but that only works if the operation goes off without a hitch. We don't have any casualties and we have enough time to put something like that together. So I'm not sure I'll call it fanta. It's gonna go great. We're gonna make it go great. Oh man. A good point. I mean, the plan is for the operation to work out as intended, so why not? Then I'll have to start thinking of what to make for the occasion. Now, what would be good for a party? Udon, definitely udon. For the rest, we'll have to go around asking everyone else what their favorite foods are. Oh, and we'll definitely have to get Gordoff to make his special omelets. This party is going to be so much fun. Just you wait. Cosmo Denial. Oh, and this is where that intro comes in. I see. Alright, let's get copy straight real quick. Oh, thank you. New opening every time we open the game now, right? Alright. Oh, they got the future Lostbelt spoilers in that one. And Ordeal Call, do you guys still have that opening, or is it a different one once you guys make it to Ordeal Call? Need to check what open for me. Okay, let me see. Same opening? Okay. Crowd for tomorrow together. Okay. I have no choice. I have to go there. Alright. Naraka Mandala Hyakyo is a fragment depicting the story between clearing Lostbelt 5 to the Mountain City and the beginning of Lostbelt 6. You can be in Lostbelt 6 without... Oh, I could begin it without clearing it. Hyankyo. Now, here's the thing, you know. You know how in JP, they got like the 1,000 Saint Courts? I mean, I could technically revisit this, because if this is a long... Is this a long Lostbelt? Like, I'm talking like maybe more than 10 parts or 15 parts. If this is like a long part... Hogan Ford explains what happens with Limbo. So, between 5 and 6, we don't see him then? After 5, we don't see him? 17? I gotta think, because like, here's the thing, we do like one thing a day, I mean one thing a week. I don't know if we'll be, because we gotta go through this and then 6, or we can just go straight to 6. That's one thing to consider. It's better to do it? Okay. That's a lot of Saint Courts, dang. Okay, so let's just do a story summon real quick. And if we get Angry Manyu, we'll just do let's do a friendship point summon, not story summon. A friendship point summon. If we get Angry Manyu, we'll do story summon. Yeah. Alright, so here we go. It's part of the story, but be warned, you in the big leagues? Wait, big leagues if I go into the Doman territory? I don't know if I want to go into Doman territory. Now, actually, no. I wasn't a big... No, there's no other worse fight than that Demeter fight. That Demeter fight was the worst one. No more pulling punches? I don't know. They pulled out all the stops here. So from there, we're going downhill. So it's no problem. I feel like we're going to be smooth sailing. So, we'll have to consider whether or not we started this one next week. Because I got to consider about, like, I got to go to 6. Then I go to 7. Because, like, if we do 6, right? And it's 18 parts. And it took me, like, I have to look at the weeks, right? Review the weeks. How long it takes to do 18 parts. Like, if I got to do, like, some calculations, right? I was like, all right, let me see how long 18 parts takes once a week. And then I got to see, 6 is very long. Oh, man, see, like, if I do this, it'll set me back from 6. And by the time, like, I get to 7, if I don't clear Ordeal Call, I'll miss out on the 1,000. 5.5 quicker. Is this is 5.5 right here, right? Technically. So this is 5, then 5.2, then this is 5.5, and then this is 6. But oh, so that's how that works. Okay, I see. We'll have to consider that one, cause oh man, so I guess there's also one thing to consider. There's also Saint Courts in there. You know, that's another thing to consider as well. There's Saint Courts in that 5.5, but you have a year for the 1,000. Do you think I'll be done with 6 and 7? Well, we'll have to consider it next week then. We'll see where we go next week. So that brings us to the end of this stream. No breaks. Thank you all for coming out to the stream. I appreciate it. And hopefully, see you next time. Adios. Bye-bye. Oh, cap lock. Cap lock. I still had cap locks. Oh, well. Oh, let me do it right. Wow. There you go. Did it right. Alright, we're out of here.